Did you know that the decisions you make every day about what to buy could be the reasons why you are not yet rich? Yes, we often spend money on things that take us away from our financial goals. In this video, we will reveal the 10 things you need to stop buying if you really want to achieve financial freedom and, who knows, become truly rich. If you are tired of seeing your money slip through your fingers and want to take control of your financial life, stay until the end of this video. By the end, you will understand how small changes in your consumption can have a huge impact on your future. Before we talk about what to stop buying, let's first understand what the wealth mindset is. Many of us grew up hearing that we need to spend our money to live, to have pleasure. But the wealth mindset is different. It teaches us to invest in what really matters and to avoid spending that takes us away from our life goals. The wealth mindset involves being more conscious about what you buy. This means spending on things that create long-term value and not on goods that only bring momentary satisfaction. For example, did you know that the way you manage your finances today could be the key to your financial freedom in the future? The good news is that if you start making wiser decisions now, your financial future could be very different. Now let's look at the 10 things you need to stop buying. 1. Designer clothing. The first thing you need to stop buying is designer clothing. Now, before you think, oh, but I like a good outfit, let's understand what we're actually buying when we buy these items. When you buy a designer piece of clothing, you're not just buying the fabric and the style, you're paying for the exclusivity and status associated with that brand. And worst of all, designer clothing is no longer durable or of superior quality compared to other options on the market. Did you know that the markup on a designer item can be exorbitant? A designer t-shirt can cost 5, 6, or even 10 times more than a good quality item from a lesser-known brand. And what about durability? Often, designer clothes don't last longer than their lower-priced alternatives. The first step to stop spending on expensive clothes is to understand the concept of statuses. If you are buying to show others that you have money, maybe it's time to change your mindset. Remember, the truly rich don't spend money on status. Instead of spending on designer labels, invest in good quality clothing that won't break your budget. Shopping at thrift stores or discount stores can be a great way to find amazing pieces at much lower prices. So the secret is to stop spending on designer labels and start valuing what really matters: quality, comfort, and longevity, not the label on the clothing. You'll be surprised at how much money you can save by doing so. 2. Cutting-edge technology. The second thing to stop buying are the latest gadgets. Who here doesn't get excited about the launch of a new cell phone or notebook? The promise that they're better, faster, more beautiful. It's tempting, isn't it? The truth is that with each new release, the technological improvements are small and often don't justify the high cost. The cell phone from a year ago is still capable of meeting your needs, but you're spending an absurd amount to get the latest model that, in the end, won't make much difference in your day-to-day life. Imagine how much you could save by keeping your old phone for another year or two, and the money you save could be invested in something much smarter, like an emergency fund, or even in stocks that will generate returns in the long term. Also, the technology industry makes us feel pressured to have the latest thing all the time. But if you can resist the temptation, you can save a lot of money. And instead of spending, invest. Technology will continue to evolve, but your money should be invested more wisely. Instead of spending on new gadgets, think about how that money could work for you. A 2-year-old cell phone will do the same thing, and the money you save can be invested and generate income. Don't get carried away by the gadget fad. Remember, the truly wealthy know how to use their money wisely rather than surrendering to the latest technological fad. 3. Ready-to-eat food and delivery. Now, let's talk about something everyone loves: ready-to-eat food and delivery. Who doesn't love ordering a pizza or a snack when they're tired? But what many people don't know is how much these expenses can add up. Imagine that you spend on average $50 per delivery order. If you order 3 times a week, that will add up to $1,600 per month. And that's just on food. That's not counting drinks, desserts, and delivery fees. Now, what if I told you that you could spend less than half of that by cooking your meals at home? With a little planning and creativity, you can prepare healthy and tasty meals for a much lower cost. One way to save money on food is to plan your meals. Buy cheaper foods, such as rice, beans, vegetables, and simple proteins, and you'll see how much you can save. In addition, cooking at home is not only cheaper, but also much healthier. You have total control over the ingredients, avoiding the excess sodium, fat, and sugar that we often find in ready-made dishes. With a little dedication, you can have delicious and nutritious meals without sacrificing flavor and quality. And the best part, you'll be saving a lot. So, if you want to stop throwing money away, start cooking at home. Your pockets and your health will thank you. 4. Luxury items. Now let's talk about luxury items. This is an expense that may seem harmless, but it can be a real financial trap. Many of us buy luxury products because we want to feel special or show others that we are successful. But the truth is that when we buy luxury items, we are often paying for something that has no real value in the long term. These products lose value quickly, and more often than not, do not provide a financial return. While the luxury watch may be a status symbol, it will not generate income or help you build wealth. Instead, how about investing that money in stocks or an investment fund that can generate real returns in the future? By investing wisely, you start building real wealth. Every luxury item you buy now could be taking you further away from a solid financial future. So instead of seeking validation through expensive items, start focusing on how to build real wealth. Rich people don't spend money on luxury items, they invest. 5. Coffee and drinks away from home. Now, let's talk about an expense that seems small, but that quickly adds up: coffee and other drinks away from home. Who here doesn't like to stop by a coffee shop and have a coffee or maybe a tea during the day? But is it really worth it? A coffee at a coffee shop can cost on average $1,010. If you drink coffee every day, in a month this can add up to $1,300 or more. And what do you get in return? A drink that you could easily prepare at home for a fraction of that price. Imagine how much you could save and even invest if you stop buying these drinks. The best part is that you can maintain the habit of drinking your daily coffee, but in a smarter and more economical way. A simple solution is to buy good coffee beans, a coffee maker or an espresso machine, and start preparing your drinks at home. You can customize the flavor and still save a lot. If you are already thinking about saving, also consider the option of preparing other drinks that we normally buy, such as natural juices or even smoothies. The cost of a natural juice at home is much lower than a drink bought at a cafe. Now, think about what you can do with the money you saved over the course of a year. Have you ever thought about investing those $300 per month? This could result in a good investment fund or even an emergency fund that will give you more financial security. So instead of spending money on daily drinks outside the home, how about starting to prepare these delicacies at home and transforming these small expenses into a great investment for your future? 6. Expensive cell phone and internet bills. Now, let's talk about a monthly expense that many of us overlook: cell phone and internet bills. When was the last time you reviewed your cell phone or internet plan? With cell phone and internet plans getting more expensive, it's easy to end up paying for services that we don't use or need. Many times, we're paying for more data or benefits that we don't take advantage of. The first step is to analyze your usage. Do you really use all the minutes, data, and additional services that are in your plan? If not, it's time to rethink this expense. Search for cheaper plans that meet your needs. There are options with lower data allowances or simpler features, but that still offer great services. In addition, many of us can reduce our internet bills by choosing packages that are more suited to our actual needs. Do you really need ultra-fast internet or 200 gigabytes per month? Sometimes the quality of service is already very good in more affordable plans. Remember, reducing these costs does not mean losing quality. With a simple change in your plan, you can save hundreds of dollars per year, which can be better invested. So, how about reviewing your bills and starting to pay less for cell phone and internet services? this extra money can be invested much more wisely. 7. New cars. Now let's talk about a big temptation for many, the new car. It's hard not to be seduced by the shine and smell of a new car. But when you buy a brand new car, you're making a financial mistake that can affect your wallet for years. As soon as you drive the car off the lot, it loses about 20% of its value. That means that when you drive away with the new car, it's already depreciated. And with each passing year, this depreciation will increase. Buying a new car is one of the worst investments you can make, especially if you're trying to build wealth. Instead, buy a good quality used car that will serve you just as well without the huge depreciation. In addition, new cars tend to have higher maintenance, insurance, and tax costs. By choosing a used car, you save on these costs as well. Buying a car is a great example of how to make smart financial decisions. Instead of investing in an asset that depreciates in value, buy something that will give you benefits without putting a huge strain on your budget. So instead of falling in love with that new model, consider a used car and start focusing on how it can help you accumulate more wealth over time. 8. Streaming subscriptions and entertainment platforms. With the rise of streaming services, many of us find ourselves subscribing to multiple platforms at once: Netflix, Spotify, Disney Jio One, Amazon Prime. You're probably paying for all of these services, but are you really getting the most out of them? It's easy to subscribe to all of these services, but do you really use them all? Maybe you're paying for things you're not really getting the most out of, like the streaming channels you barely use or the music service you only access once in a while. Review your subscriptions. Ask yourself, do I really use all of these? If not, cancel the subscriptions you're not getting the most out of. This can be a huge savings. You can also consider sharing plans with friends or family. Many platforms offer sharing options, which can reduce the final cost to you. And if possible, opt for free trials to decide if it's really worth continuing with the service. Saving on these monthly expenses can be a great way to ensure more money in your pocket. So start reviewing your subscriptions and consider cutting the ones you're not taking advantage of. Instead of paying for multiple platforms, focus on the ones that really add value to your life. 9. Expensive beauty products. Now, let's talk about expensive beauty products. The cosmetics industry convinces us that we need expensive products to keep our skin and hair healthy. But do we really need to spend that much? Expensive brand name beauty products are often more about marketing and packaging than actual quality. Oftentimes, cheaper products deliver the same results. If you're spending a fortune on brand name creams, shampoos, and makeup, it's time to rethink. There are quality alternatives out there at much more affordable prices. Instead of spending a lot of money, you can find equally effective alternatives that do the job without breaking the bank. Investing in beauty doesn't have to mean spending a lot. Buy smart and focus your spending on products that really deliver what they promise, without going overboard. 10. Gambling and betting. Finally, one of the most damaging expenses to your pocket: gambling and betting. The illusion of getting rich quick may be tempting, but it is one of the quickest ways to lose money. The chances of winning at gambling are very small, and the chances of losing are very high. If you are spending money on gambling, know that most of the time you are not investing, you are just throwing your money away. Instead of gambling, why not invest that money in a smarter way? There are several ways to guarantee financial returns, such as savings, investing in stocks, or even education. Investing your money consciously and strategically is the best way to ensure a safer and more solid financial future. Avoid gambling and start thinking of your money as a valuable resource for your future. That is what will really make you rich. Now that you know the 10 things you should stop buying, it's time to start making these changes. As we've seen, small choices can result in big financial results in the future. Every dollar you save can be invested wisely and generate more money for you. So, which of these things will you stop buying first? Leave your ideas and experiences in the comments. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and share it with friends who also need these tips to achieve financial success. Thank you very much for watching this far. Remember, the path to wealth begins with the right choices in the present. See you in the next video, and let's go together towards financial freedom.